What's going on, guys? Kevin here from Sportsbox Breaks, coming at you live Sunday night, July 9th, 2017. I'm doing 3 randoms which came up in our 2016 Panini Pantheon Baseball break number 14. So the 3 randoms are as follows. We had this card right here, which is a class and rank. Frank Robinson, it's one player, but it's 2 different teams. It's listed on here with Frank Robinson, 2 different years of MVP, Cincinnati on the left side, Baltimore on the right side. So the only fair way to do it is to actually run this through random.org to determine ownership, because this does have 2 different teams on the card, so we will run it through random.org to determine ownership on that one. We have this awesome card. I think this might be the first one we've ever pulled of these. The Enlightened Ones, it's a book. It's 3 teams in it. It's George Brett, Kansas City, Wade Boggs, Boston, Mike Schmidt, Philadelphia. It's numbered to 49. It's a triple relic times 3. Very nice card. George Brett triple, Wade Boggs triple, and a Mike Schmidt triple bat. So that's going to be randomed. And then at the end of it all, once we figure out ownership on those, I did an inventory of all the hitless teams thus far. If that changes a little bit based on the first 2 randoms, I will change it in real time as we're doing it here. And this 400 points card, the points cards act as a hit toward one of the hitless teams. So once we do these first 2 cards and figure out ownership on them, we'll figure out the exact teams that did go hitless in the break and adjust accordingly, and then issue out that 400 points card based on a random. The one thing I want to get into here, guys, and I say this and I go through this explanation every single time we do one of these randoms, is that our randoms are done in a weighted fashion. What that means is for whatever team is on the card, based on how many spots you own in the break overall, is how many entries you're going to see for that team in the randoming. So as a for instance, I'm bringing random.org up on screen here. The first card I am going to random is the Frank Robinson card right here. I have it, and you can see Cincinnati's in here twice because the owner of the Cincinnati spot in the break has Cincinnati plus one other team to give them 2 spots total. Just so happens the owner of Baltimore has the exact same number of entries into the random because they have Baltimore plus one other team to give them 2. So this is a true 50-50 on this one, even though it's a 2-2, I guess you could say. So 50-50. The Enlightened Ones book turns out to be a little bit different because Kansas City, the owner of Kansas City, has 2 total teams. The owner of Boston has 2 total teams, but the owner of the Philadelphia spot has 6 total teams. So you're going to see Philadelphia in here 6 times. And again, guys, this is very much by design. We get a ton of heat from you guys constantly to get this stuff filled up. So we give that extra incentive by design for our breakers to pick up multiple team spots. So when and if a random situation comes up, you will get that extra bump in these particular randoming situations. And then the last one I have set up here is the 400 points card. And it is these teams right here. But again, this list could change based on the outcome of the first 2 randoms we are going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the dice. Whatever number comes up on the dice rolls, how many times I'm going to randomize these lists. I'm only going to use the 1 dice roll. The one caveat we always have is if the dice roll comes up at 2, we will randomize each of the lists 3 times for a more true random. So here we go on the dice roll. Dice roll is not a 2, but it is a 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So doing the Frank Robinson card first. Taking that off, and we're going to do this list again 4 times. 3 plus 1 equals 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. There it is, 4 times on it. And Baltimore does pick up the Frank Robinson class and rank card that I'm holding off to the side there. So I'm just making a note of that. So Baltimore picks that up. All right, 1 sec here, guys. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is the Enlightened Ones book card. Again, the 3 teams up for contention, Kansas City, Boston, and Philadelphia on that one. So here is random.org on the same thing. I'm going to take my header off here, Enlightened Ones book. So again, Kansas City times 2, Boston times 2, and then Philadelphia is in here 6 times. So here we go. And again, we're doing it the same number of times, which is 4. So 4 times on it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. There it is, 4 times. Kansas City does take it. One of the underdog spots actually does take it down. Philadelphia was a favorite on it, but the Kansas City owner does take that card. Congrats. So Kansas City does take this one down. Congratulations, George Brett, the winner. All right, guys, 1 sec. So we had Baltimore and Kansas City. So in our list of hitless teams, Baltimore was not in here. Kansas City, however, was in here. So I'm going to take Kansas City off of there because they now have a hit. So there is my list of hitless teams. I'm going to take the 400 points header off there. So here it is, guys, Chicago White Sox all the way down to the Texas Rangers. So here we go, 4 times on this one, and this is going to determine ownership on the 400 points. 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. There it is. The Milwaukee Brewers get it on the 4th go-round. So the Brewers are going to pick up that 400-point card as a hit for that team. So congratulations to everybody that was able to get those. Guys, if your team went hitless, you're still going to get sealed hobby packs plus a little extra bonus. We'll send you with a business card with a special coupon code that is not publicized anywhere. So do make sure to look at those business cards when you get them because you will be able to save some extra bucks on future upcoming break purchases. So check those out. All right, guys, thanks again for getting this one filled up. Break number 15 of Pantheon is on site currently filling.